Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. As expected, Jerry Mack is off to the NFL. You can see the link there, the post from VolQuest on Twitter. Tennessee running backs coach Jerry Mack is headed to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's a quote. It says, leaving was extremely hard to do because of what Josh Heupel and our staff has created over the last 3 years. You know, we talked about this on Friday, pretty much knew it was a done deal, just waiting for it to become official. Now the question becomes, where does Josh Heupel go from here? Where does he hire? Does he look to promote from within? Does he go after a young up-and-comer, or does he go get a veteran guy with leadership? We're going to take a look at a coaching hot board, but, you know, this is a good problem to have. This is what we talked about on Friday when the NFL is tracking down your coaches, when places like South Florida are looking to make your offensive coordinator a head coach. That's a good problem to have. Something interesting before we take a look at the coaching hot board. Austin Price tweeted this out, and I wanted to take a look at it. He says, 2 quotes that stood out to me from my conversation with Coach Jerry Mack. He loved every minute of his time here and sees big things ahead with Josh Heupel on Rocky Top. Let's take a look at a couple of the quotes that AP is mentioning here. He says, if I had one message for the fan base at the University of Tennessee as I depart, it would be you guys need to get ready for an enjoyable ride. Coach Mack, that sounds familiar. I've been saying that all off season. I think 2024 is going to be a lot like 2022. It is going to be a fun ride, so buckle up and let's get ready to enjoy it. He said what Josh Heupel and Danny White and the University of Tennessee football staff and what those guys have been able to do with this program in such a short amount of time, the future is definitely bright at the University of Tennessee right now. Let's go take a look at another quote. It says, there are so many memories etched in my mind each and every year that I've been here. I think back to 21 season, we were able to beat Kentucky. They were ranked in the top 20, and we were the underdog going into their place, and we scored the first play of the game and beat them on national television. Says then we come back in the 2022 season. So many memories that season from beating Florida on Rocky Top, and then a few weeks later getting Alabama and doing the same thing. Closing out the season in the Orange Bowl, beating Clemson that year. Then to come back to the 2023 season, I'm never going to forget what the crowd looked like and what the crowd response was when Jalen Wright scored on the first play against Georgia on Rocky Top, and how the crowd erupted that game. So just a couple of memories, couple of farewell thoughts from Jerry Mack as he heads off to the NFL, and now we've got a good old-fashioned coaching search on our hands. So again, where does Josh Heupel look to go? Does he promote from within? A young up-and-comer, a guy with veteran leadership? You guys jump into the comment section. If you're Josh Heupel, if you're making this hire, what's the priority to you? Is it development? Is it recruiting? Is it a mixture of both? We're going to take a look at some of the hot names out here on the board, but as always, do me a favor, guys. Smash that thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't talk at you. We talk with you. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We're playing NCAA football, but we're going to talk all things Tennessee football. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about the coaching hot board. Where does Tennessee go from here? I said it on Friday, going to say it again today. I think out front, you're looking to promote from within. We've seen it in recent hires, right? Alec Ablin, after Alex Golish goes off to USF. And, you know, one of the things about Alec Ablin, a lot of people have questioned his recruiting. Why was the tight end position such a position of need going into this offseason? Well, because of recruiting, right? He did go get Ethan Davis, and then you look at what he was able to do in the portal. You were able to go get Holden Stace. Already in the class of 25, you've added 4-star tight end prospect Jack Van Doorslayer. I think he is a solid player. But then also promoting from within. When Cody Burns went off to the NFL, Kelsey Pope gets promoted from within, and we kind of talk about, you know, the narrative here, Jimmys and Joes or X's and O's. And I think with Kelsey Pope, he's done a great job recruiting, right? He went out and got Mike Matthews, went out and got Braylon Staley. He got Nathan Laycock, a lot of talent. The question is for Kelsey Pope, can he develop at an elite level? You know, we talk about 2023, the passing game struggled. Was it Joe Milton in quarterback play? Was it insufficiency by the wide receivers? Or was it probably, you know, somewhere in the middle? Usually the truth lies somewhere in the middle. So that's what you're looking at when you promote from within with a guy like Max Thurmond. And that's the name that Austin Price and Brent Hubbs, VolQuest, they put out if Josh Heupel does elect to promote from within, it will likely be Max Thurman, the senior offensive analyst. But what if he goes outside the building? What if Josh Heupel elects to look elsewhere and bring somebody in from the outside? Now, a couple of names that Austin Price had floated around that we're going to roll through. One of those being Anthony Jones Jr., running backs coach, run game coordinator at TCU. Man, the more I looked into him, the more I got excited about him. Memphis native, graduated from Westwood High School, played wide receiver at UTC, and then he went back to Westwood High School as a head coach. And I love those stories, right? A guy that played a little college ball, went back to high school, coached high school football, and then he gets an opportunity. He gets a phone call in 2017, hired by Mike Norvell at Memphis, and then he gets the job at TCU 3 years later. But something I like about Anthony Jones Jr. Is development. In his 3 years at Memphis, he put 4 running backs into the league. That's pretty impressive, right? And we talk about Tennessee's running back room, sharing carries, balancing out the load. You know, we saw it this past year with Jalen Wright, Jabari Small, Dylan Sampson. Now you've got Dylan Sampson, Cam Seldon. You got to have a guy that's going to be able to come in, share the wealth. But to put 4 guys into the league in 3 years, I think is pretty impressive for Anthony Jones Jr. Another guy that I like, and again, there's a lot of names out there floating around. I'm taking a look at probably what I would call my favorites. This is another one that I like quite a bit. That's Larry Porter, special teams coordinator and running backs coach at UNC. Now, this is your veteran. When I'm reading his bio, when I'm doing my research on Larry Porter, kind of reminds me of a Rodney Garner type, right? He's a 28-year coaching veteran, 2-time National Recruiter of the Year. So we talk about Anthony Jones, a guy that put 4 guys in the league in 3 years at Memphis as the running back coach. Now you got Larry Porter, a 2-time National Recruiter of the Year. Jimmy's and Joe's, or X's and O's. But similar to, Anthony Jones had all those ties to Tennessee, playing in Memphis, coaching playing wide receiver at UTC. Larry Porter also has some ties to Tennessee, played his college ball at Memphis as well, also got his first coaching gig at UT Martin. He's coached running backs every stop of the way. He's also coached some H-backs, a little bit of special teams at Arkansas State, Oklahoma State, LSU, Memphis, Arizona State, Texas, UNC, Auburn, then back to UNC again. So he's got those recruiting connections, not only in the Carolina area, but all across the Southeast, all over the country. Put a ton of guys into the league as well, not only at the running back position, but he's also done it in special teams as well. So that's Larry Porter, another name that's out there on the hot boards to take a look at. We'll see which direction Josh Heupel elects to go. Now, talking about a young up-and-comer, that would be Kevin Smith at Ole Miss. He actually has got those Central Florida connections. He played at UCF from 2005 to 2007, got drafted by the Detroit Lions, had a short little stint in the NFL, but then he goes back to UCF as an intern, and then eventually moves up to a quality control administrator in 2016. So he has those connections to UCF, but he never actually coached under Josh Heupel. He's coached running backs at FAU, Ole Miss, Miami, then back to Ole Miss again in 2023. The question is his relationship with Lane Kiffin. Would he leave Lane Kiffin? He coached with him at FAU for 3 seasons, now followed him to Ole Miss, been there for his second time coming in the 2023 season. So would he go that route? Would he be willing to leave Lane Kiffin? But these are a few names that Austin Price put out early. VolQuest also put out an article that's behind a paywall, so I'm not going to go through all of that information. I just took these names and ran with them. For me, I really think Tennessee promotes from within. I just think that's what Josh Heupel does. I think his track record speaks for itself. But I do like Anthony Jones Jr. I like Larry Porter. I like both of those guys. I like the experience and the recruiting ability of Larry Porter. But we will see where Tennessee elects to go. A couple other names that VolQuest did throw out that I'm not going to run through. Matt Merritt, running backs coach at Miami. Carlos Lachlan, running backs coach at Oregon. And Derek Foster, running backs coach for the LA Chargers in the NFL. Where would you go? You have the keys to the car. Where are you taking us? Would you elect to promote Max Thurman from within? Would you go get a young up-and-comer like a Kevin Smith, or would you get a veteran like Larry Porter from UNC? You guys jump into the comment section and let me know. As always, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the videos. Tons of content went up this weekend. We did a film breakdown on Terrion Grant on Sunday. Joakim Dotson wide receiver, committed to Tennessee over the weekend. Go check out that video. We've also got a little disrespect going on with the national media. Posted that video a couple of days ago. Go check out all the old videos. Smash the thumbs up. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk about this coaching hot board. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Could not do it without you. But this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.